Hey, I'm super excited because today I get to spend time with Emily Raulerson. Emily is one of my favorite agents. She's one of the first agents I had the pleasure of interviewing to come join KW, and her story is absolutely amazing. So just truly special time to get to spend some time with Emily. So Emily, I'm going to open up a little bit with about, your start in real estate, because when I first interviewed with you, or you came and interviewed with us, you were doing this. You were were a full-time community manager in an apartment complex.
Yeah, so I first started part-time in real estate. I was actually not really sure what my plan was going to be. All I know is that I wanted to be a real estate agent. I had dreamed about it for a long time. I had experience in property management for several years, where I started out as a leasing consultant, moved into assistant community director, and just different roles within that company. And I learned that no matter how hard I worked, my efforts were not necessarily reflected in my pay. So I wanted to try to find different things that I could do to better our situation for our family financially. And I knew that, through becoming a real estate agent, I could make as much or as little as I wanted to make. So it was kind of something that I could mold into what I wanted. And I loved that. I loved that there was so much opportunity and there was no lid to what I could make and what I could do for our family, essentially, because I wanted more for our family.
What was really cool about Emily is that she did the work, to pass the test, to finally get through that. Yeah. And that's not easy, right?
No, not easy at all. I am not, anybody that knows me well knows that I have a hard time with test taking, and I was very nervous. It took me several tries, and I'm so glad that I stuck it out, because I would never have been able to have all these blessings that I've been able to experience through having our real estate career and having Matt join me. And I never thought that Matt and I would be working together in this industry. So I was so excited that, just sticking it out and making sure that I didn't give up just really paid off. So
you're looking at, and looking at your journey, Emily. What's really cool is that here you got through the test, okay? Mm-hmm. You joined as a part-time agent. Now the world goes, oh, you can't be part-time and be successful. Right. But and it's true, some can't be. But let's talk about some of the things that helped make you successful when you started out in this journey with us.
Sure. And I was so grateful that Keller Williams was able to allow us to be part-time starting out, because you don't have all the answers when you first jump into this crazy world of real estate. And I didn't know really where my next paycheck was going to come from. So when you don't know how long it's going to take for you to start growing your business, and my biggest goal was to just replace my income that I had with my other job. So my main goal was to just, have $30,000 a year, and I would be thrilled that I could, just replace what I was making at my other job and be able to work for myself and build this dream. So I gave myself 6 months to do that. And I started out part-time, and actually I was part-time my first 8 months in real estate. I only had the hours of 9 to 12 every day to work on my real estate business. And then after 6:30 at night, I would show homes in the evenings as well. So I did not work part-time in real estate. I had a part-time job. I want to make that clear, because when people hear part-time in real estate, they're like, oh, you can work 20 hours a week or something. And that's not necessarily the case. I want to be very clear that I was definitely working over 60 hours a week between both jobs. And it's a hard thing to get off the ground. But if you work really hard at it and have a lot of fun with it and have the right people in your corner, there's a lot of people that helped me here and coached me and gave me mentorship. And it was just, I was excited about it. Like, it didn't feel like I was working 60 hours a week.
Well, what was wonderful about you, Emily, was that you're coachable. And so, we got you in our coaching program. And Emily was one of these people that said, I'm going to do exactly what the coaches tell me to do. And so she followed that model, and we watched Emily take off very, very quickly. And, you replaced that income within how many months? That 30,000, you thought, oh my God, I have that. I make a year. How quickly were you able to do that?
I replaced that in 3 months, and that was part-time. So I couldn't believe it. I was just beside myself that was even a potential possibility. I mean, I knew that there was going to be lots of opportunities in real estate. I did not know that in my first year I would sell 19 homes and be able to, make 40,000 in my first 3 or 4 months. So that was super exciting. It just, lit my fire even more for wanting to help more families and wanting, in the process of helping these families, I was helping my own family, which there's so many things that I've been able to do to bless our family and, take them on vacations that some of my family hasn't had vacations in 10 years. And we've been able to, really make, dreams come true through what we've been able to do. So, and a lot of that is through some of these coaches that I have had. Arlene has helped me so much. I was in her coaching program for 14 months when I first started, and just building such a strong foundation of the basics is so, so important.
Yeah, so many agents want to skip that, and you went through our productivity coaching program where you learned the basics here, the basics of real estate, but also the basics of building a sustainable business.
Sure. I didn't want to just make money in real estate. I wanted to learn how to not only sell homes, but build a career, build a legacy, build an empire. And it's so funny to hear me say that now, because I thought I would sell 10 or 12 homes a year to replace my income starting out. But now I'm really, truly, building an empire, which is so, so exciting. So.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch. And what's really cool here with watching Emily grow is that as her business grew and took off, it made sense for her husband to get his license and come join you. I mean, I remember when you guys made that move, it was kind of scary. Okay, my husband's going to leave this, where he's had this steady income to come join me. But you guys took that leap and worked it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, and Michelle's so right with people skipping those steps of the foundation, really building a strong foundation of the basics of, what you need to do to succeed in this industry. When I really took that seriously, I was able to grow my business over 30% every year, year after year. And that was what, helped us make that decision that it's okay for Matt to come in now, because I was 3 years in when he decided to join us, and year after year, we were able to grow our business up, over at least 30%. Most years was a little bit more than that. And in doing that, I didn't have the fear of not having that stability that a lot of people are looking for. So it was such a great, exciting moment when we decided to go into business together. We get to see each other more often. We get to make really cool decisions on our future, and also we get to help so many people. So and Matt has so many skills that I don't have. So it's been such a great mesh of both of our skill set. And, anyone that knows Matt knows he's really good with technology and customer support and just so many things that go really well with what we're doing here and what helps people, succeed. So I couldn't be more happy that we're in business together.
Well, and what's really cool for me to watch with you guys is, there's a point here, and I think what really separates us here with KW is that you learn at some point that you're not just a realtor.
That's right.
You are a business owner.
That's right.
And they made that shift to being a business owner. And when you make that shift, you not only become a better for your customers and clients because you're able to offer a much higher level of service, but you also are able to build your organization out so that you truly can service the client at a high level. And that's what so much of this is about too.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that drew me to Keller Williams is that it wasn't just about selling real estate. It was more about, we are growing as individuals too. We have, things that we want to do in our personal lives. That is, everything that we do in our business is essentially we're growing our lives. And so it's not just about business for us. And yet there's so many things that can happen through that growth. So one of the things that really I made sure of is I stayed in an education mindset. I never got to the point where I'm like, okay, this is it. I know all I need to know. I'm just going to continue selling real estate. I'm always adding to my skill set. And through that, I mean, I've taken Bold 6 times, which is a really great coaching program that Keller Williams offers. I've taken a lot of our CES classes anytime I can take those, which are like regional classes that they offer. And then I'm also in the Mastery Maps program that is a very high level of coaching. And that I knew that investment that I'm making into myself month after month, like none of these things are free, and yet they are helping me grow my business. The first year I was in MAPS coaching, I made $100,000 more than I did the year I wasn't in MAPS coaching.
Wow.
So,
wow. And
yeah.
I mean, and MAPS coaching, it's,
$12,000 a year.
To make $100,000 more. Oh, let's see. More. That math isn't that hard.
Yeah. So I definitely couldn't have gone into a bank and given them $12,000 and they turn it into $100,000 in just 12 months. So yeah. I was more than that. It's more than just the investment. It's just, so many things that I have learned. I really feel so secure in what we're doing, what we're building. And having the right people in your life is so important, because if you're just out here floundering and, doing it day by day by yourself, without coaches, without mentors, without people that really have been there and done that and know what they're doing, it can be so overwhelming. And I see so many agents make that mistake and they think, oh, it's too much money to spend. But you're going to lose that money at some point because you're not going to grow at your potential. So
yeah, and what's been fun to really watch you guys is as you plugged in and you've done these things, and we've all failed forward in the process. That's part of the journey. Because if you're not failing forward, you really are not growing.
That's right.
That's where you really know you're really growing. Because okay, I mean, I messed up this. I mean, we all have done that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit. I mean, one thing I've really enjoyed was every year I've watched her growth, and it's just been phenomenal. I mean, you said 30% every year. Is that what it's been?
At least.
Pretty consistently.
Yeah.
So what's really fun for me is I remember I was doing a career night, and you and Matt were there, and I was telling the people there that, what's really cool about real estate is that you can make the money of a surgeon, and not pay back all the medical bills. Yeah. And you guys have done that. You've monitored your income, your expenses well. You've really grown this business well. But here's the cool part: share some of the things you've done to be able to bless your family.
Oh,
I mean, that's been really cool. The things you've gotten to do that your family had first time experiences because of what and this is all part of the KWA. A life worth living. Talk a little bit about that life worth living.
It's so important to us because, I come from a family that, is so supportive and so giving in so many ways. And I just wanted to be able to give back. And that's one of the things that, whenever I make my goals for the year, I always have a lot of my goals are about giving to other people and what I can do. And that just is such a feel good thing for Matt and I both are very generous people and we love to give. And yet, we just wanted to make sure that there were going to be lots of memories involved. So one of the things that we did was my mom, for her 60th birthday, we wanted to just throw an amazing party, just like celebrity style. And we couldn't have done that without, being able to afford to do that, getting it catered and getting the lighting that we wanted and the flowers that we wanted and, keeping it a surprise and, all of the things that we did, having people flown in. It was just an amazing experience to be able to do that for my mom and such an amazing moment for her and having her best friends there and just, it doesn't seem like much to some people, but for us, that was a big deal. And then we also have taken, I think 10 of our family members, we all, paid for a vacation, all expense paid for a week. rented a huge beach house. We were all able to stay in the same place. And so those are just some of the things that we like to do.
Yeah, they're just some things that money can't buy, right?
That's
the
right.
priceless moments with your family. And the other thing is, you see the realtors out there who just work themselves to death. But what I love about you and Matt is that you truly take time off and your business still keeps running.
That's right.
Share about some of those places you've gotten to travel to and just some of the things that you do that you put in place so that allows you to do that.
Right. So, one thing our business coach was seeing was a pattern is that we needed to take more time off. And we realized that we, get to a burnout part, usually around the 7th week that we haven't been somewhere. So every 8 weeks, even if it's just a long weekend away, we just need a change of scenery. And so that's our rule, is that every 8 weeks, we just kind of go somewhere, whether it's just like to Savannah, Georgia, or to Topsail Island, or, just somewhere that we can still have our business running. We're still at the fingertips, able to answer questions and emails. And yet we're able to just, not go on appointments, which was what we were realizing we needed to have a break from, the showing of the houses and things like that. So we also went, last year we went 2 weeks to Mexico for Thanksgiving with some dear friends of ours that are also a husband and wife team, which was great to just be able to collaborate with them and also have just such a great celebration of Thanksgiving and, be in a wonderful, beautiful place. So.
Yeah, that's been just so cool to watch. And it's been so fun, again, like I said, that I've gotten to see the milestones up close and personal. So let's talk a little bit about kind of where you are now this year. They say one of the toughest years. I mean, how, are you ahead of your goals, behind your goals? Kind of where are you in your journey this year?
Yeah, so this year is looking a little different than most years. We're still on track for our goal. Our goal was 95 units this year and 522,000 GCI. We are about 42% of the way to our GCI goal. And what we're realizing is that our unit goal is down, but our profit's up. So we're realizing that we're selling homes that are higher price points. And so our average sales price has gone up. And one of the things that I am so grateful for learning early on was tracking my numbers. And I wouldn't know that if I didn't track my numbers on a daily and weekly basis, to be able to know exactly where my business is so that I'm not in this panic mode of like, oh, I don't know how many units I have. I don't know how many pending I have. Where is my, money for the year? Like, we have a bookkeeper that helps us with our profit and loss and our, money going in, money going out. She has access to all of our accounts and really helps us to look at that at a very high level. She's an amazing accountant. And that has helped take that off my plate because I don't have an accounting degree. And so I just want to focus on real estate. So with that, having the right people in your life and having them mentor you and be able to give you those, amazing benefits of their talents, that was one of the things that my coach said, you need someone to do your books just to make sure without question, exactly where you are. And then I send my numbers to him, my coach, every single week for him to be able to see exactly where we are for the year, how many pending, how many under contract, how many, closed, all that. So it's really been something I have done since day one. And Arlene taught me that. I had to turn in my numbers to Arlene. And when people stop doing that, I see that their business goes down.
Yeah. So. They think they've arrived. I mean, and what you see is the top people in this industry, they always do that. They always want that accountability,
right,
so that they always can advance their business to the next level. No question about it.
It takes that fear factor away of like, am I making the money that I need to make to pay my bills? Like, that's not a good feeling. If you don't know what you have and what your income is, that can be really challenging to feel like you want to, get up and do this hard job every single day. So it can be something that is taking a lot of weight off of you and a huge benefit to your business, because then if you're anything like me, I like the driving factor of knowing where I am so that I can just like push harder. And so if I didn't know where I was, then I wouldn't have that fire to, get to the next level. So, and I think that is so important, just to know where you are and to know where you want to get. So.
Yeah. Amazing your journey of hey, I just, got to cover 30, I got to make 30,000 in a year to making way more than that, and build a very sustainable and predictable business. Right. So,
and I think that one of the things that really helped me with having the accountant help us with the profit and loss is, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book talks about, your net profit being 40% every year. And so that's always been my goal. And I was, we ran really lean for a long time, and especially last year, because we weren't really sure what was going to happen with the market. And, because I have somebody that is a very high level is helping us with that, we realized that we were netting 75% of our profit.
Holy cow. Wow.
So having that,
Gary would be pleased to hear that.
Well, I was pleased too, because, sometimes you just need that reassurance that you're doing the right thing. And that you're, everything that you're doing on a daily basis, you're just running. And the satisfaction of like, okay, I'm doing the right things to get me to the right place. Yeah. And now we're realizing that, we need to invest some of that money back into our business and adding some different positions and things like that. So we're just keep on going forward.
Right. And this is all stuff she doesn't have to make up, because she has coaches and there's a model she's following to build that business. Are you shooting to eventually be a 7th level? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
It's hard for me to imagine that. And yes, I am. I definitely would love that. I tend to be more of a realistic person, and I think more on a, 3 to 5 year basis. And I struggle with that sometimes. And honestly, coaching and Bold has helped me kind of broaden my mindset. And some of the things that I've learned here at Keller Williams has really helped me dream bigger and to not, suppress some of those things that I would love to do. So I definitely am. I think that we definitely have what it takes. So we're excited.
Yeah. And for me also, just to watch, you guys, I mean, you've had health goals that you guys have reached. Yeah. You've got the financial goals. Right. I mean, you've had the life worth living goals. I mean, it's been for you, I mean, truly all about the whole person,
It is. And we have, we have had a very big goal of making sure that we stay debt free. And that is something that one of the, first things that we were able to accomplish in my first year of real estate is that we did become debt free, and we were able to stay debt free up until now. So we're, we know that some of those financial goals, it's just so hard when you are, burdened by some of those, credit cards and car payments and all that kind of thing. And I think that we've been able to focus more on our business and our growth because we didn't have that weighing us down. So that's been something that I think a lot of agents could learn from, is to not, charge everything on a credit card, and, you don't have to buy all this marketing and ad stuff to become successful. I really didn't put any money into marketing until my 3rd or 4th year in real estate. I did the basics, and I'm still able to make 6 figures easily within, my 1st and 2nd year. So I was grateful that you didn't have to put a ton of money into it to be able to get started.
Well, can I bring you on when you do the net $1 million? That's
sure.
The next goal.
I love that. I can't wait to celebrate that.
Hey, those are some of the goals I have here in this market center. I want to have X amount of net $1 million agents. And like Gary says, you've put the foundation pieces in. You've put the pieces in that he says that you can, the net $1 million is very much in your reach, because you've already put those foundational pieces in, are already hitting those big milestones. So, hey, thank you for your time and everything and being here. And
thanks for
watch
having
this
me
girl.
on.
It'll be fun to see what Matt and Emily do next. So
thank you so much.